All right. This video is going to be about trading. Um, I'm not even going to give context. Just talking to someone, so now I'm making a video about trading. So, I've posted stuff on my personal pages and on I guess my popular pages about trading, but it's really hard to document and explain everything. And in everything I've learned in life, people like gatekeep. It's like people will pretend they're day traders or whatever, and I don't know. It's like people pretend they make money collecting and trading sports cards, and they're like entering breaks, and they'll tell you about the one time that they paid $10 to enter a break and they got a $200 card, but they don't tell you the 50 other times that they entered it and they didn't get something. You know what I mean? Um, so I'm gonna try to. Maybe I'm doing it for myself. If anyone wants to learn, here you go. But I'm gonna try to explain a couple things as I go, and I'm kind of just doing it from where I'm at already. So these are gonna be real trades. We are going to look at everything I traded within the ticker Dkng on this past week. Let me look on the calendar. This was like Memorial Day week. So the market was closed on the 25th of May. It opened on the 26th. So it was a 4-day week of May 26th through May 29th. I'm going to flip the camera around. Oh, see if I can zoom out some. I'm not sure how well this is really going to work. Okay, just to give you guys an idea though, these are all the trades I made with DKNG for the week. So I remember what this was. It was at like the very end of the day, like in the last hour. I made this buy. Unfortunately, y'all can't see all my prices, so I'm gonna have to kind of like move this around, I guess, as I go. But so we bought this one here at the end of the day on the 26th, 125 shares, and then we sold it the next day. If I was on my mobile or wanted to go in, I could tell you the exact minutes and stuff. I don't recall. It executed at 24:41. So I already told Grok that I'm going to be doing a little testing. 125 shares at 23. We're going to round up. This says 97.23 was the price we paid. We are going to round up to 98. We sold at 24.41. Oh, 125. So I could just do this in a calculator, but I'm kind of wanting to keep a running tab. So on this trade, I made $53.75. Does that make sense? At 125, no one's there to answer me, but anyways, at 125, it moved 43 cents. I made $53. I don't know how to explain that much different than that. There's math to this, like with how many shares you buy and the change in price. But we're going to carry on. So technically this would be called a swing trade because I held it more than one day. So not that it's going to matter to people near as much, but like to be a pattern day trader, you had to meet a bunch of qualifications. If you sell within the same day, you buy and sell in the same day. That is a day trade. This, I could have bought in the last second of the 26th and sold in the first second of 27th. It's no longer a day trade. All right, we're going to move on. I'm going to try to let y'all see the whole screen so y'all know I'm not BSing you. And I don't know what this is going to come out to. I haven't pre-done this math. All right, on the 28th, bought 200. I did some degenerate shit here, but it worked out for me, I can tell. All right, so I bought 200. 24.78. I added another 100 at 24.71, and I added another 150 at 24.63. I remember exactly what I'm doing. I'm not even going to try to explain the play. But these are my buys, and then the next one's the sell, and that's all of them. That's 200, 100, 150. Does that make sense? Like if you add these three together, you have 450 shares, and then I sell 450 shares. All right, we're gonna enter these in the Grok real quick. So I did bought 200 at 24.78. I'm rounding up from, oh, you guys can't see where I'm pointing. I'm rounding up from right here. Bought 100 at 24.71. Bought 150 at 24. We're going to round up to 63. Sold all 450 at 24.78. So on that trade, I made $29.50. So it's $83.25 combined with the first trade. Okay, we're gonna move on. So I'm past the 450. So I got 3 buys, and then I sell 1. Buy, like this is where it gets confusing and it's hard to explain to people. So like there's just a sell 100 and then I sell 350. I'm pretty sure I remember what this was as well. Anyways, all right. So 64, 51, and 53. I'm reading. I bought 100 at 24.64, 24.51, 24.53. Forgetting my number. I'll have to keep going back and forth. So it's right there, 64. Is that right? Yeah. This is going to be hard to show from here, but I already know what I did right here. It was in the middle of the day, and I sold off of this because I thought it was going to go lower. So the 100 that I sold was the 51, and I don't know how I can prove that on the screen. I just remember it. Okay, so I sold that one. I bought another 150 at 24.52. See, it had fallen into the 48s, so I was thinking I was going to ditch this 51 and I was going to go back in on the 48s, but I wasn't quick enough. So I end up going back in at 24.52. Bought another 150 at 24.52. And then I sell those 350 at 24.55. So like this is a lot, like that first set there is a loss. Does that make sense? The 64 and the 64, those are down when I sell. But anyway, sell 350 at 24.55. Let's see what it puts my run at. I don't know why it's fucking taking that long to do math. All right, so I end up losing $13.51 on that trade. Like through all that I just explained, I lost $13.51, so that brought my running profit on this trade for this week to $71.74. All right, so the last thing we sold 350 at 24.55, so that was right here. So we bought 200 at 24.57 and we sold 200 at 24.47. So we already know this is going to be a $20 loss, but we're going to enter it in like we should. God damn it, I typed that in wrong. I bought 200 at 24.57, sold 200 at 24.47. I had accidentally typed 47 both times, so it did like a zero trade. Okay, so I'm going to lose $20 off that 70 off that one, so this should put me around $50. Yeah, 51.74 total profit. And then that was 24.57 to 47. So the last one of the week, I bought 250 at 24.43 and I sold at 24.47. Now hold on. I tried to buy at 53. I actually went in at, we're going to call it 42. It's 41 and a half, but we're going to call that 42 so I get a better number or a more accurate number while kind of having some gray area on the, like, I don't care if my half cents aren't added to my profits. I'd rather be safe. So on all these trades, adding the last one in, I made $12 on that last one, and I come out with a total of $64.24 in the positive on all the trades involving Dkng for the week. But as you can see, if you've watched me post trades and stuff, this one's not as clean. And as I'm looking back and reflecting on it, there was a bunch of fucking mistakes. So I did this perfect up to the 450, like getting out at the 77.78, which was my original entry after adding on below. That was a perfect play. Like that was really, really smart. What I didn't do right is I didn't wait for it to get down to the 23s again, which I could have. It was either Thursday or Friday morning. It went down into the 23s again. And I just didn't, I wasn't there in time. The 24.40s were plays late in the day. So like when I was trying to get in these low 50s, I needed to be more patient and precise with my entry. I needed to go in the high 40s, low 40s, I guess, if I really wanted to press it. But so like just to share, like this coming week, let's look at the chart of it. Dkng. So this is literally, I'm sorry, there's a glare on the screen. This is literally what it did all week. No. Right here. This is where the start of the week is. So it started the week at 25, plummeted within the first like 2 hours or the first 10 minutes down to the 23s. So like the smart play all week was playing the 23.70s or 80s. Really 23.90 coming off of a bounce of 23.70 was the smart play. And then if you look where to get out, it was the mid 24s. Like now some people will shoot for greatness hoping for this 25. I tell you what, you shoot for greatness on this 25 next week, you may leave empty-handed. Like you got to accept big ranges when you're day trading or even swing trading for that matter. I know this ain't going to be the perfect video, but I did the best I could. I wanted to give a little bit more real insight on what trading's like. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. So let's add I want to add a couple. Let's ask Grok a couple more things. So I asked Grok, if I add all the buys together, how much capital did we spend on Dkng? And this is where people will try to trick people and sound cool. Fucking Grok is going slow. I guess because it's Saturday afternoon. I don't know. This is crazy that I pay $30 a month and I could just do this with a fucking calculator. Jesus Christ. I'm literally waiting for it to just add these up. Okay, there it goes. All right, so Dkng, $24 stock, fluctuates between 23, 25 this past week. We spent $41,000. Like if you count all the buys, you'd have $41,000 to be able to buy 1,675 shares. And then you sell it. And we made what, like $64? I don't know what I'm trying to share by sharing that. It's as simple as it sounds. So like if you have a car that's $5,000 and you buy it, and then something you're doing, like say you have some special design and you change the paint on the inside, and then you sell it for another $1,000. That's kind of what's going on here. And then you get your money back and you rebuy it. Except to be able to do this, you have to have margin. You either have to have that cash in hand or you have to have margin. And it looks like they're about to let a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing have a shit ton of margin, or at least margin equal to their cash. Maybe even like a ridiculous amount higher than their cash. There's going to be a bunch of people faking this. I guarantee you there's going to be a bunch of fucking people faking this. Anyways, big time players make big time plays. We do big things every round, baby. Y'all have a good one.